Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm sitting in my van. I'm up at one of my lockups and I'm going to go in. I've got some masking tape here, some brown paper. The plan is I've went and bought some paints. I'm going to try and mask off bits of the bike so that I can give the engine a little bit of a paint up before I fit the exhaust. So fingers crossed it all works out. Let's go in, let's get started. Right, Connie, let's get this unlocked and let's get started. Right, I think first thing before we start this, Connie, is we'll get it up on the centre stand. And just so you know, if it's leaning over, you'll kind of pay attention to the side that's more visible. We need to make sure this is still coated all quite evenly. So yeah, we'll get the brown paper and we're basically just going to tape it up. We'll get the leads and everything out of the way, and we're just giving the fins of the engine a light dusting. We'll have to sort of tape up all this front end so that we can get into there. Give it a coat of paint before we start putting the exhaust back together. So I've already brass brushed this. I'm just going to sort of give it a wee dusting. And it doesn't have to look perfect, it just has to look a wee bit cleaner. So if you just wire brush them, Connie, and what I'm going to do, I've got the junior hacksaw here, and that clip that we can't get undone, I'm just going to cut through the threaded part and then break the screw. We'll be able to peel it off and put a new Jubilee clip on. Right, so obviously a wee bit of a different day here. I don't know where I am with recording for the exhaust improvements on this bike, so I'll just pick it up. Basically, I did have a little bit of concern about the collars here. Now, Connie has sanded them down as best she can, and as you can see, she's painted them. They're not the best, and they're also, I don't know if you can really see that there, but when you basically stack them up like that, you can see they're not quite flat anymore. They've had they've had quite a bit of use. The bike's quite an old bike. It's from 1996, and so they are a wee bit bent, where they've been over tightened and stuff over the years. So what I've done is I've got a set made up here. They've been CNC machined, and the original thickness, which is probably 1 mil thicker than the ones that we did have on the bike. So we've got the 4 of them, and we're going to use them instead. We've replaced the broken bolt. We did buy just a part, like a bag of parts for the bike that was on eBay, and the bolt was included in that. So with the little triangle mounts and stuff, which I've not had to use. I've just used the bolt that we got. So it's just basically a case of getting everything on now, and I've got all the gaskets and that I need. So in this box here, there's a bit of a smell in this box actually. I don't know what that smell is. It's probably just what they've packaged it with. But we've got, these are the little carbon gaskets. So they go in, they go into the collector, and then where the downpipes enter into there, you basically just clamp it all together. The clamps are mounted onto the collector anyway, and it basically just stops any leaks there. So we've got the 4 of them. Obviously the ones that we took out of there, they were all pretty mashed up, so they need replaced every time you take the exhaust apart. In the box of goodies for the Delcovic pipes, we have got copper copper inserts. Wait a minute, I'll just stop you here. Right, I've just got the camera here just mounted on the engine casing there, so that's why you've got this little bit at the side. So basically you get this little bag of tricks. I have no idea, this is some sort of spring puller. I don't know what the springs are for. There is springs in this bag as well, and the amount of times I've put this exhaust together I've not actually needed springs, but they obviously go on the underside somehow just to hold it all together. But these are Delcovic parts as well, so we'll see if they fit on and maybe use them. If not, like I say, I've never used them before, so I'm not too fussed. This here is the copper washers that we've talked about. So they basically just go into the cylinder head there, and when you basically what happens is when you put that into the head, this copper bit just compresses, and that makes your seal on this end. And obviously the collar sits in between that with your two bolts on, and you just tighten that up, and this should actually, it should squash to make the seal. So I have had a bit of an issue using them in the past where I have had a bit of an exhaust leak, and I've had to resort to using some gun gum exhaust putty. So hopefully we don't have to do that today. But we've got all the stuff all laid out. Some of it's still sort of packaged, so I'm going to just start to unpackage everything, and then we'll sort of mock it up. Basically pipes on, collector on, not bolted tight in place. What you have to do is you just put the collector in with a hand tight turn of the thread, and it basically just allows you to move everything while you line it all up, make sure everything's going where it's meant to go. It is quite a difficult task trying to line this all up, if I recall. So whether I'll be able to film that, obviously I'm here on my own, film that at the same time, I'm not sure, but we'll certainly try and get as much content for today as we can. I'll just stop you here and get a pair of scissors and sort of take these pipes out of the package. Another thing that's worth mentioning as well is these pipes, they're actually numbered. So the one that I've got sitting just now, see, I don't know if you can see that, can you? There we are. So that's the number 2 cylinder, and if like me you're trying to think to yourself, well, what one's number 1? Is it that side or is it this side here? The way to check that on these bikes is if you just look at the ignition leads. The ignition leads, if they're standard ignition leads and not been changed, they've got the numbers on them. So it turns out that the number 1 cylinder for this bike is actually the one that's on the clutch lever side. So that's worth noting as well, so you just don't try and fit them the wrong way around. So I've just discovered another thing that I've kind of neglected to do is the wee carbon, like carbon gaskets I suppose. I've not taken the old ones out of here. So this is the collector, and I have given it some time to clean this collector up and that, but I wasn't even thinking. I thought they'd come out. I thought they'd come out when I pulled the downpipes out of here, but looking in it just now, it's going to take a wee bit of cleaning these out. One of them's come out okay in bits, as you can see. So yeah, I'll take a wee bit of time getting these cleaned out, and then hopefully the new ones will just slip into place. Right, so what we've got to do now, guys, is first of all set up my camera there. You can see the gasket here just inside, and what we'll have to do, what we'll have to do here, guys, is we'll have to try and get these gaskets in here without damaging them, because if you damage the surface here and you mower it trying to get these seated, then you're going to have difficulty getting the pipe to go in there. So we've got a wee rubber mallet, and I'm just going to gently tap it, and as you can see, it just slowly, ever so slowly, goes down into the seated position. So don't rush this job. Take your time. If you damage this, then you're going to have a whole host of problems trying to get it all in. Getting the old ones out, they've just crumbled. You're going to have the same if you get this jammed and you try to get it removed. They do just fall apart. So yeah, take your time with this task. Make sure that they're in properly and they don't get damaged, because this is an easy area to get an exhaust leak from when you put it together wrong. Right, so a wee bit of rolling about under the bike there. and the front pipes are on. I'm not convinced if they're sealed yet. I've not started the bike, I've not got the cans on yet. You know what, I'll turn the camera around and let you see how it looks. So there's how she looks. Excuse the putty there. I'll have to get that off once it's properly dried out. I'll just scrape away. But yeah, the pipes look absolutely amazing. So do the new collars. All the bolts have made a difference as well. So yeah, next time I come down I'll put the cans on and fire her up. But for now I'm just going to call it a day, I think. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.